Welcome everyone to another Pokemon Go episode, and this is episode number 7, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think I'd create this many episodes, but it's great. It's a lot of fun. Here I'm catching a Scyther. I'm in New York. I was in New York when I recorded these videos for work, not specifically for Pokemon Go. So I wanted to check out what kind of Pokemon were in and around town after work or before work. So here I caught a Scyther. There was a lot of Scythers in New York, and you get Scythers in Toronto as well. I just haven't encountered any, so this is a good opportunity. Here I'm trying to practice my curveballs, but it's not going that well. I believe I got it here. Okay, so that's not too bad. Caught it with a Pokeball. I wasn't too stressed because there's a lot of Scythers, pretty much one every 3 or 4 blocks. So here I'm catching a Growlithe. This is awesome because I haven't caught a lot of Growlithe before. I really want an Arcanine, and as you can see in the images, we're going to talk a little bit more about Arcanine in a little bit. So this next one here, catching a Pikachu. I already have tons of Pikachus. I'm going to evolve a Pikachu into a Raichu this Sunday, so really looking forward to this Sunday's episode because I have a lot of evolutions, a lot of really new Pokemon that I haven't done before, and I'm super close to completing my Pokedex, which I didn't think I'd be to do this quickly, but honestly, I was probably at, 115 or something, at 118 going into New York, leaving New York, and after doing all my evolutions, I'm probably going to be at like 135, maybe up to 140, depending on how the rest of this weekend, the weekend goes, what kind of Pokemon I catch. So here is the important part. This is why I caught this clip. I heard someone yell Blastoise, so I'm just trying to figure out what's happening, where's it going. So that's why nothing's happening on my screne. Then you can see here me just running for it, looking for this Blastoise. Where's this Blastoise? Where's this Blastoise? So you can see I'm in Central Park. Lots of Pokestops, lots of lures on these Pokestops. Looking for it. Boom! Blastoise! So pumped when I saw this. Even though I had enough candy. Here I tried to take a screenshot. Okay, I took a screenshot so I could send it to my brother and some of my other friends. And then I saw it was CP32. And here I'm just talking to the person next to me. I'm like, oh, CP32. I'm taking another screenshot, sending it to my brother. I'm just going to throw a Pokeball. I'm not too stressed about it. If I don't catch it, whatever. I'll just evolve a Squirtle into a Blastoise soon enough anyways. But still pretty awesome. CP32, I don't think there was a really... Okay, it actually broke out. So here I'm going to try to throw a curveball, but as you can see, I'm failing doing this. So I'm like, okay, let's just go with an Ultra Ball. There you go, Ultra Ball. No, not Ultra Ball. Great Ball. Great throw. No way it's escaping. And now we have something new to our Pokedex. So that's Scyther and Blastoise so far. So off to a really good start. Still cool, even though it's super weak. Still cool to catch one in the wild. So I was pretty pumped with that. So here's a pretty strong Bellsprout. I think it was like 747 CP. I have enough candy to catch a Weeping Bell. Bellsprouts are everywhere in New York, especially in Central Park, which makes sense. So this is another new Pokemon that I don't have, which is Magmar. Again, you can catch these in Toronto, but I just haven't encountered them. So here I'm going to try to catch this Magmar. I'm just going to do a normal throw. Great. I did catch a pretty strong Magmar. I forget if it's this one. I'll have to take a look afterwards when we do our Friday's episode with our top catches of the week. I'll certainly go over what the top catches were. So 1628, that's a pretty strong Magmar. It's pretty decent. Its bar is almost full. I haven't checked the IVs on it, but to be honest, I'm not going to use Magmar that often in the gym. Hopefully I'll be using a Charizard soon enough. So here, grinding out some Charmander candy. So here I'm just trying to catch this Charmander. Maybe I believe I threw a Raspberry before I started recording this, but I probably should have threw another one. But I think I was okay on this one. I caught it, so it wasn't too stressed, even though I did have one or two run away from me. So here I'm gonna throw Raspberry. I think I switched to a Great Ball. Yeah, I switched to a Great Ball. Just a little bit more assurance that I'm gonna actually catch this one. So I'm decently close. I probably need like 10 more Charmanders. So here I'm gonna curve it a little bit, get a little bit higher catch rate percentage, hopefully. So boom, caught it. Charmander. So execute. I've been looking everywhere for executes, but they're everywhere in New York. There's, at least in where I was staying, Central Park, where I was working, there was always at least a couple executes, and have enough for an executor now, which I'm super pumped. I have a pretty high IV, decent CP, 600 or so. When I evolve that guy or evolve those eggs into the coconut tree with eggs, it's gonna be pretty strong. I'm gonna guess when I evolve it, it's gonna be like almost 1800, and then I'm gonna be able to power it up to about 2200, which I'm looking forward to. So again, here's another Pikachu. I was being a little feisty. Maybe I shouldn't have caught so many Pikachus, but you know, for some people, Pikachus are pretty rare, so just good to show. So here we don't have a lot of these in Toronto Voltorb, so it's a pretty decent one, 556. So here I just curve, throw a great ball, caught it. Now I have enough candy for Electrode. So again, here's another Pokemon that I don't encounter that often, which is Ponyta. So this was cool to catch, and cool, even though I already have a Rapidash, this is still cool to catch, and something interesting that I don't see a lot. In Central Park, the diversity of Pokemon is insane. So here, I actually ran pretty hard. I'm out of breath when I'm running through this one. I basically ran to the not other side, like on one corner there's a lake. I ran around the lake, ran up a hill to get this one. Dragonair, pretty decent CP, 1001, highest one I've seen so far. I've already caught I think 4 previously, so I wasn't too stressed about this one. But maybe it could have been high IV. It didn't. It actually turned out to be pretty low IV. So I'm just gonna keep it as my living Pokedex, but still cool to catch. And about half an hour later, I actually saw another Dragonair. This one was a little bit weaker. Again, another poor IV one. I would love a high IV one, so that way when I evolve my next Dragonite, which hopefully soon, that I don't have to spend so much candy trying to evolve it. So here I just do the regular throw, because Dragonairs are surprisingly pretty far away. Obviously Dragonites are pretty far away as well. So here I'm just using a Great Ball, which actually I'm not sure why, because when I see a Dratini I usually use Ultra Balls. Okay, maybe I should Raspberry it more. I should be a little bit more careful, because I still need the candy for it, even though I don't think it's that great of a one. But it could have been 100% one. I should be a little bit more careful when I'm trying to catch these Dragonairs. So we got this one. So nothing to sweat about. This next one, Omanite. It's a pretty strong Omanite. It's actually higher CP than the one I currently holding. But the IVs end up being lower. So I kept my other Omanite. So I actually have enough candy to evolve that to an almost star. So I'm really looking forward to doing that Sunday. Add that to the Pokedex, so that's gonna really help me get a lot closer. And like, these were just pretty common in Central Park. And here you go, another Growlithe, decent CP. I haven't caught like a really high CP, high IV one. So I heard in Toronto there's a change in nest, so I'm hoping I'm gonna spend like an hour out there, maybe sometime this weekend, and catch a bunch of Growlithes. Hopefully there's one that's going to be pretty decent CP and IV. So here, Onix are pretty popular. I think I caught like 4 Onixes when I was in New York in 2 days, which is fairly common. And I got off the bus from Toronto, from the airport, and caught another Onix. So lots of Onix. Looking forward to when it gets Steelix. So again, here's another Ponyta, which is always good, because they're not overly common in Toronto, or at least where I play Pokemon. This next one, I believe, it was Cubone. Okay, so Cubone, I actually caught a pretty strong Marowak. I think it was like over 1,000, and I almost have enough to evolve another Marowak. Again, I already have a Marowak, so it's not overly exciting. But I know a lot of people, they don't have a lot of Cubones or Marowaks, so they're somewhat uncommon, so they're always good to have. So, and it actually is fairly close. So let's see what's next. Okay, it's Magikarp. It's 191. This was definitely overkill throwing an Ultra Ball, but I was hoping. I actually still have this Magikarp. I think it's like 85 to 91 or something like that. So I'm hoping to figure out what the exact IVs are for it, but it's fairly strong, and its CP is already way up there, so that helps a lot. So this is the Arcanine. I raspberry it. I do all the right things. Take a picture of it, send a screenshot. I take an Ultra Ball out. I do a nice throw. Okay, maybe I should have curved it. I really should have curved it, but it fled. It fled. And this is what it was like when I actually went through it. I just saw it fled 3 times. In Arcanine. Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. But I ended up catching one the next morning, and we're pretty close to evolving one, so I'm not too stressed about this one. This one I was really pumped for, which was the Amok, because I've never seen Amok. Well, I've seen it a couple times in the gym. Threw a great ball. Excellent throw. Got it. Super pumped. I thought this was going to be my last one that I need to complete my Pokedex, but definitely not. And I don't think you can get much more XP than that, obviously, if you had Lucky Egg on. But Muck, that's crazy. That's great. I have a very strong... Actually, I have a stronger Grimer, so I'm looking forward to evolving that one. So here, I'm just trying to chase down this Dragonair, so I'm like walking beside this lake, which is actually really nice, right in Lower Manhattan. I'm just walking up this path because I see a Dragonair up there. So I'm like, come on, I need a Dragonair. So you can see I caught a lot of Dragonairs in a very short period of time, basically 2 days. Or 3 days, 2.5 days. Because, yeah, technically I left at like around 4 o'clock. So here, I'm trying to spin the stop a little too far away, so okay, now I'm close enough. Okay, you can see that's the 100 XP stop. So there you go, Dragonair. I was hoping this is gonna be a strong one, but I think this ended up actually being a pretty weak one. So, but still, good for the candies. So 320, raspberry it. Did I throw a Pokeball or a Great Ball? I don't know. I just threw a Pokeball. You can see my curves are not that great when it's really far away. Yeah, I don't really know why I bother curving. I gotta practice it more or get better when they're really far away. So I just end up throwing normally. Even then, I didn't even hit the circle. So, not the greatest throw, but by God, it was pretty low CP, so I wasn't too worried. This next one is actually like a short little while afterwards. I saw a Nino Queen. I already have one, but it would be good to get one with the best moveset, which I think is Body Slam and Poison Jab or something like that. So here, this is by a skate park. Lots of people jogging around here. It's actually a pretty cool area. Again, in Lower Manhattan, close to where I work when I'm in New York. So here I'm walking towards it, trying to find this Nino Queen, and it should be popping up pretty soon, hopefully. You can see here I'm trying to figure out where it is. I see a couple of people playing as well. I'm asking them where it is, have they seen it, and they did see it. So here I see it right here, Nino Queen. I haven't seen this in a while before, so this is cool. 1366. I think it's actually slightly weaker than the one I have. I think mine's like 1380. So here I just throw Great Ball. Obviously, you can see my curves are not that great. Yeah, I got better as the week progressed, but you can see here I have a lot of work to do. I wasted a lot of Great Balls trying to do this. This thing just fought it off. Yeah, I wasted too many Great Balls, but when you're in New York, there's so many Pokestops, it didn't really matter that much. A lot of times I was actually trying to figure out what to get rid of in my bag. So here I throw another raspberry. Hopefully it's a little easier to catch. So here I switched. Okay, yeah, I really should stop curving the ball. I'm pretty good now. I'm better now, but it took a little practice to try to figure it out, the right mechanics for it. I think there is a theory out there that does increase your likelihood of catching it, and I think that's probably a pretty accurate theory, but Another raspberry. I don't want this one to get away because I knew this would be pretty cool for the video. I already let an Arcanine get away, and on Friday night I had 2258 Snorlax get away. It was crushing. It was crushing since I walked quite a bit of ways. So here's a Hitmonlee. I already have one, but this is still cool to have. So again, I'm trying to curve. I'm just throw it regularly. It's only 20 CP, so not too stressed about this one. As you can see, sometimes this happens to me. I'm not sure if this happens to you guys. It freezes the ball in midair and takes a second to load. So I don't know what that is about. For some people, some of my friends, they found it kind of weird, but it was pretty much the norm since I updated before the 0.33 update or something like that. So here I ran for this Charmeleon. I think it was on a lure, and it wasn't that close. I actually run a fair distance to get this one. Charmeleon, I didn't have this one. I had enough Charmander candy to evolve to Charmeleon, so it wasn't that big a deal. But still, it's still cool to catch a Pokemon in the wild. I do prefer to evolve it, but it's still really interesting to catch one in the wild, especially one so rare that I haven't never seen in Toronto. Never. Maybe you guys have if you live in Toronto or another city. So kind of XQ. Again, you can see our 76 XC candy. So that Executor is coming and it's going to be awesome. So here I catch a Wartortle. Again, not like too excited about these Wartortles. It's so cool. I already have a Blastoise and it's good for the candy, but these Wartortles and Squirtles and Blastoises tend to have really low IVs, so I really have to hatch one. Fortunately, I don't really buy incubators, but maybe I should. So here, I really ran across the park from one side of if you look on the top left hand side, I was basically in the bottom right hand corner, southeast corner, and I had to like run to like the middle of on the west side. So I ran a decent torsion, so it wasn't that high of a CP, but I wasn't gonna let another Snorlax get away from me, so that was awesome. So as I'm about to leave and to go home, someone, as I'm walking the other way, someone's like, Hitmo-chan. I was like, oh man, Hitmo-chan. I had no idea how I was gonna get that one. I knew I was looking through my Pokedex, what I need left. I'm like, okay, I need a few more Kabutos. I need some more Charmanders. I need some more Bulbasaurs. I need some more Machops. I need a few other ones, but for more or less, I was gonna get them eventually, probably over the next 2 weeks or so. But I had no idea where I was gonna get Hitmonchan. So I'm like trying to figure it out where it is, and I think I got the directions, and I'm walking towards it. My GPS is kind of weird, so it was especially weird in New York. So here, I'm getting close. I'm really close. It's basically at this like 20 mile an hour per hour sign. So you can see I'm super close to this. It's lagging a little bit. It's gonna appear, and any second now, it's gonna appear by this Pokestop. I have another video, hopefully it's going to come out, talking about these gyms, because they're very weird. This is kind of embarrassing. My bag was full, and this is going to happen when you go to a really hot spot. There's a lot of Pokemon here. So here you can see this is like right after I caught that Snorlax, so I'm going to transfer this Venonat. Hitmo-chan. That's awesome. That's awesome. So here, throw a Raspberry. I tried to curve it a few times. I'm like falling short. It's actually like punching it quite a bit. You can see I'm awful at curving still. So I decided to throw it straight up. And I believe it escapes. Yeah, but doesn't run away. I'm always so like, there's like I have to hold my breath when it breaks out of a Pokeball, especially if it's a rare one like a Hitmonchan or Snorlax or Lapras or Dragonite. I just don't want those things to get away. So I think it breaks out of this one as well. So I'm going to throw another Raspberry, do the right thing, and then curve it again. That one was actually going to be pretty okay. You can see I'm getting better at these curves, a lot better. on these. Okay, it just keeps punching it. I wasted so many Ultra Balls on this, but totally worth it. I got this nice curve, great throw. There was no doubt in my mind. It wasn't that high of a CP either, so still cool to get. Register that to the Pokedex. Again, probably this Sunday. Hopefully everything goes well. I'll be at 140 out of 142. Worst case scenario, I'll be at 135. So, but you can tell, getting super close to completing this first gen North America Pokedex. And to end off this video, I saw this this gym at the airport. So I'm like, okay, I gotta smash this gym. They're all grass Pokemon, grass Psychic or grass Bug. So I'm like, okay, time to bring out my Flareons. The number of Flareons that I have is insane. So here I'm gonna use my 1954 Flareon. So you can see here, this Venusaur actually does quite a bit of damage. Also, Flareons don't have the greatest XP, so here I'm going to use Fire Blast. Fire Blast is going to do so much damage. So you can see there. But Flareons are so slow when they attack. And then you can see here, I must got hit by a Solar Beam or something. But then it's weird that my Flareon half charged and it's disappeared. All I want to do at this point is get off my Fire Blast, because I know it's going to do a bunch of damage. So you can see here, it does a bunch of damage. And then it's dead. Okay, so second Flareon comes in. Unfortunately, this one gets hit by the Solar Beam. I gotta learn how to dodge Solar Beams. There's not a lot of grass Pokemon, and there's not a lot of Executor's or Venusaurs in the gyms I fight in Toronto, so my timing's way off. And it was so weird. This video, when I was battling this gym, it would like zoom in and then slowly zoom out to the length. But here I'm using Flamethrower. So here I hit by Psychic. It does so much damage. And then here I'm using another Flamethrower. Unfortunately my last Flareon dies, so I have my Dragonite finishing it off. Which for whatever reason, sometimes it glitches like this where clearly it's already dead. It's just not registering for whatever reason. So I beat it once. So now it's down to the two Executors. So here I'm gonna revive my Flareons. Again, now I have more use for my revives now that the game has changed, especially when you're training, which I'm going to do a video soon on how to train appropriately, because I have some high-level friends that don't know that you should be using a weaker Pokemon when you're training, so that way you get more prestige, but they just keep using their strongest Pokemon when they train, which is not very efficient, and two, doesn't get you a lot of prestige. And as well, I like training with weaker Pokemon because it forces you to use your different ones. I use my Dragonite so often, which, as you could probably expect, because it's so strong, right? Like, why wouldn't I use it all the time? But it's good to, like, I've used my Tangela a lot because it's Solar Beam, it's super strong. I used my Cloyster a lot, used my low level Vaporeon. It's good to use these like different types of Pokemon, not just rely on my my Snorlax, my Dragonite, my Gyarados. Really understand the movesets of these Pokemon. So here I'm trying to see if I can beat this Executor. Unfortunately, I didn't. My timing's off on this Solar Beam, but I'm gonna beat this Executor anyway. So I wish it was a little faster. This Flareon, maybe it is faster. Just the animation's slow. So here I'm gonna get off the Fire Blast, which is gonna be great. Hit it with a Fire Blast. Pretty much take out like 40% of its health, 50% of its health. I was trying to see if I can get another one off. You can see I'm starting to do some dodging, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. So here I'm going to finish it off with this pretty strong Flareon, which I evolved from my strongest EV ever. Unfortunately, I was hoping it was going to be a Vaporeon, but that's fine. So we have one more. So actually just heal my one Flareon that's still alive. I'm hoping that it can straight up take on this Executor, which if I was better at dodging, I potentially could. But this is a really good way to cap off the New York trip Caught a lot of really rare Pokemon that I normally don't see. So the evolution episode is going to be amazing this week. So don't forget to check that out on Sunday night when I do that. Even my top Pokemon, my top catches of the week is going to be really awesome because we're going to a new spot on Thursday. So it's going to be a lot of fun and we're going to do a lot of cool stuff. So here, use Fire Blast. I really should learn how to dodge better. You see it, I was close, super close. I just needed to dodge that Psychic. It's just the animations were weird on this one, so my timing was way off. And I don't fight a lot of Executors, so hopefully that plays into my advantage as well when I start using my Executor. So anyways, that's it for this episode. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to speaking to you next time, the next Pokemon Go episode.